Welcome everyone to the OTech Pros weekly webinar held every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We have a lovely panel, as you can see today. We have Marty DeGarmo, who's going to give us a marketing perspective. We have our OTech Pros, Collins Mana, Bob Kukusi, and Oliver Fante, and our very, very special guest co-host, Comfort Comfort. She's going to be asking our panel some very relevant and dynamic questions. Comfort is the best at doing this. So we're grateful to have Comfort here today. So we're going to begin now with our topic. And our topic is value, the key to ONPASSIVE success. And we're going to begin with Bob Takusi.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Bel Air, Maryland. Good to see you, Sister Comfort. My brothers, Oliver and Collins. Vincent, he has an emergency, so he's not here with us today. But at least we have Brother Marty. And we also have, I think, Mr. Red is going to join us at some point. So that's pretty cool to have both Mr. Degamo and Mr. Redfern. So we look forward to hearing from them as well. Thank you for all our viewers. Thanks for tuning in again today, Saturday, to get as much information as you can. As Red is here. Hi, Red. I see him coming in. Good to see you. Good to see you, Red. Good to see you. We're just starting. So as Ms. Lynn said, our topic today is value. How value is the key to the success of ONPASSIVE. Value. Value to me is a sacred weapon of ONPASSIVE. The value that is being attached to the entirety, all aspects of ONPASSIVE, the value. Value is what is going to take us to the very top. To that very top, that we all talk about all the time. It is a value that we associate or attach with ONPASSIVE. All her products, her employees, the services, everything that we do, we associate it with tremendous value. Our value is dynamic. It doesn't stay the same. Every day it is being compounded. If you listen to our CEO, you hear him all the time. What he says is we are going to compound. We keep compounding. That compounding is a value. What ONPASSIVE's value was yesterday is different from what it is today because we keep compounding on the value, both in our employees, the products, the services, everything about ONPASSIVE. Every day it grows. The value is being compounded. And let me quote from our CEO directly what he said. He said the core spirit of ONPASSIVE is the value. These are the words from Ash Mufare. And when I listened to that and when I heard that, I also thought of something, a video that is in the back, has been in the back office for a while. I believe it was when we first opened our office in Hyderabad. There was a short video of about 7 minutes and 18 seconds. If you go to, I think if you go to the back office, you go to updates, you go to Mr. Ash Mufara's page and you scroll all the way down, that video is there. In the beginning of that video, there's a narrator, somebody is speaking. And I think somebody has to convince me otherwise that that is not Mr. Ash Mufara who wrote that. But there's a narrator who is saying, he's saying that ONPASSIVE is equal opportunities for all, bridging the gap between big and small. He's saying that ONPASSIVE is driven by the passion of people who have a mission to make sure all companies succeed. That in this our time, ONPASSIVE is going to transform businesses. It's going to bring tomorrow's technology today because of the value that we're going to associate in our product, in the entirety of our organization. And when I joined ONPASSIVE, when I listened to this opportunity for the first time, when I came on board, it was the value that was associated with ONPASSIVE that actually attracted me. When I listened to ONPASSIVE, several things jumped out at me. Number one, it is unique. ONPASSIVE is unique as an entity. There's nothing like ONPASSIVE today. The value that ONPASSIVE brings, there's nothing that is existing right now in our industry. And number two, the possibility. Looking at it from a technical perspective, it is possible, And then the last aspect was the price. When you look at the price of what it took of us to get into ONPASSIVE and what the value is, you cannot compare. It is the benevolence of Mr. Ash Mufare that gives us this price, but the value is almost 100 times more than what this price is. So let us not confuse ourselves. Let us not fool ourselves with the value of thinking that the price, this $97 that you've paid, is not the value. The value of ONPASSIVE is way more. It's about almost, like I said, 100 times more than what it is. And when I actually listened to this opportunity for the first time, in my mind, I was thinking that maybe I'll have to come up with about $5,000 or more. You know, that is what I associated it to my mind. Maybe even 10 grand. You cannot now nowadays anywhere around you cannot start a business with $100. It's impossible. Even 5 grand. You are looking at somewhere around $20,000 to $25,000 to start any kind of a small business. So the value of ONPASSIVE, the value is more than this $97 that we paid. So I just want to drive that in our minds. Now, when you come in, like we said, the whole infrastructure of ONPASSIVE, its value being compounded upon value. We are built with artificial intelligence from the scratch, AI driven, integrated from the underlying layer of this infrastructure is artificial intelligence. And then it is what? It's automated. So our systems talk together, they're integrated and automated, they talk to each other consistently, and then single sign-on. So you have your small ecosystem, you just glide from one application to another. You don't have to go out, you don't have to log in multiple times. So we constantly bring in value. Companies are going to have tremendous value in ONPASSIVE when they use our product, when they get our product with the single sign-on. It makes it easier for them. It makes it, sometimes you might take several minutes or several hours, productive hours of the day, struggling to log in from one application to another. Our system will bring this value in, where you just glide from one application to another, single sign-on, you're authenticated once, and you get in and you're good to go. Our products are sophisticated. The value, it is built in a sophisticated system. You know, the security is intact. Our CEO, we spoke with our CEO one-on-one several times. He is very keen on security. He gives a lot of value on security because, you know, nowadays, with digital transformation, there's what we call digital trust. Customers are going to come into our systems. We're collecting data, information, customer privacy information. So we must have the appropriate security in place. So our CEO is very keen on, we know we have all kinds of security controls, firewalls, and, you know, various checks, access controls and everything. He has given a lot of value to that because we need to have the digital trust of our customers for them to voluntarily relinquish their information to us. And then our products are superior. The superiority of our products is unmatched. We are in the industry, you know, several years in the industry. We use most of these products. What we are seeing, what we are testifying here is our products are superior. There's no match. But our CEO is constantly adding value to our products. I personally believe that most of our products are ready. But Mr. Ash is someone who believes in compounding. He's consistently adding value to these products. Today, we are being told that most of them, the 4 products that are coming in are what? Are above market value. So we are coming into the market. Our value is, we are 3 years ahead of any other company in the industry that is trying to do what we are doing. You know, so that is something very, very, very great about ONPASSIVE. Consistently adding value. Mr. Ash Mufara is a value-oriented person. As a matter of fact, ONPASSIVE is the only company that I know, one of the few companies that I know that is customer-oriented. She's building her products from scratch with the sole purpose of making sure that the customers have the most value for as little price as possible. The most value. The ONPASSIVE is customer-oriented. Mr. Ash Mufara, our founder, also gives a lot of value to our employees or our partners, I might say, the brave men and women who are working night and day in Hyderabad. What Mr. Ashmufara has done is, because he is a value-oriented person, he believes in the value, in extracting the value out of each and every one of us. He has brought in the best, and then he unleashed them so that they can bring in their imagination into reality. And that is what they are doing right now in Hyderabad. Remember, we started in Calcutta, small town somewhere in India, with a few employees. Then he added value. He believes in adding value. What did he do next? We moved to Bangalore, where there were about 200 or so employees in 2 floors in an office space there. And then what did he do next? Next, we went to Hyderabad, where we own our own building too. So he's constantly adding value, he's constantly compounding value. And then he brings all these people. Now we have about somewhere between 800 and 1,000 strong force of men and women who are the best. We all know, those of us who are in the industry, my friends here will attest with me that in the IT industry, Indians are the best in all areas. So Mr. Ashmufara has brilliantly gone to where the source of the labor is, where the best minds are. And that is where we are anchored, because he wants to get the best value out of these folks. And what he does is, every month, there's no company that does what Mr. Ashmufara does in adding value and bringing out the value from the employees of ONPASSIVE. Every month, what does he do? We give out gifts to the employees. He gives out cars, telephones, iPads, even mopeds. We call it mobilettes or something like that. You know, all this is for customer retention, to make these guys feel comfortable, feel loved, and they stay. And as they stay, their minds, their hearts, and their souls and spirit, everything is with us. It is ONPASSIVE. They are here with us. And that's why we're constantly hearing new things. People are constantly bringing out new ideas. They are free to innovate, you know. So that is what Mr. Ash is good at doing, making sure these employees have everything that they need to continuously bringing us the value that we want from ONPASSIVE. We have a training department. We have a machine learning and artificial intelligence department, which is training and learning the systems as we go along. We have innovation labs, both digital and physical innovation labs. You know, these are all value being added to ONPASSIVE, because as we see it, we are already projecting and planning for the future. In the next 4 or 5 years, what is going to be happening in technology? We have a team of folks who are sitting and just brainstorming on the next wave of technology that is coming. That is what Mr. Ashmufara is doing. That is value being added into ONPASSIVE even before we launch. You know, we have offices all over the place consistently. We have one in Hyderabad, we have one in Singapore, we are in Dubai, 2 floors at the Burj Khalifa are the highest. We have the highest office of the land, floor 151 of Burj Khalifa. That's value. A company coming in and you sit at the top of the world, we can see everybody below us. That's consistently adding value to ONPASSIVE. You know, look at our marketing campaign, what we did in Dubai, beginning March 30th. You know, remember the dancing fountain and the beautiful, magnificent display of ONPASSIVE at the Burj Khalifa? Then the following week, he added value to it. We could see ourselves all over Dubai, inside the malls and everywhere. The next week, he compounded, added value. And then on the final weekend, we dropped Obless, a flagship product, to show that ONPASSIVE has products that are coming. Value, consistently adding value. You know, the world is in a recession right now. Most companies are struggling. IT companies, all this, most companies, regular companies, big and small, they are struggling. You know, most IT companies are sucking the blood out of them. ONPASSIVE comes at the right time, with the right products, above market value, with the right price. Like it truly is, you know. So when we look at value in totality, all of us as founders, you know, When you understand value in the context of Mr. Ash Mufarah and us as founders, it reminds me of a quote from the late Dr. Martin Luther King, when he says the ultimate measure of, I'll say men and women of us, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at moments of convenience and comfort, or luxury in this case, and fame, but where us, all of us, where we stand, what we do with this fame that we're about to acquire. What do we do when there's inconvenience, when there's discomfort, when there's agony around the world? What do we do with it? When you understand value in the context of Ash Mufarah, when you understand value, it means humility. All of us, every single founder, we must be humble. Let the people around you speak of you. There's a saying in English that in humility lies strength. Let your humility be your strength. But be arrogant. He said we should be arrogant. Yes, we should be arrogant. Our arrogance should be in our deeds. The good deeds that we do. That is what Mr. Ash Mufarah means when he says be arrogant. It's not saying that we should go out to the street and say, hey, I have an airplane, I'm going to fly a private jet from London to have lunch in London and dinner in Washington. No, that's not what Mr. Ash is suggesting that we do. But he's saying we should be arrogant in our deeds around the world, the good things that we do, the uplifting of mankind that we so dearly need. When you understand the spirit of Ash Mufarah and you understand what value is, every single founder of us, every single one of us, from the first founder to the last one, I believe that lady is called Batina Lakshmi of India, that all of us, every single one of us, should remember that our flagship product is Obless. Should all wrap ourselves around and remember that this gift that we are receiving from this unique man is a sole purpose behind it as well, to uplift mankind. I'll send it back to you, Auntie. You are muted. I can't hear you.
Thank you. That was a great presentation, a good overview of the topic. And, you know, when you talk about Ash Mufarah and humility, I think he is the epitome of humility and someone that we all would love to emulate in terms of that aspect of him. Very, very kind, gentle, unassuming, but brilliant. So we're lucky to have him as our leader. All right, we will now go on to Collins. Take it away, Collins.
Thank you, Lynn. Just want to greet my brothers here, the OTech pros. Fortunately, Vincent is not here. Well done, Brother Bob. You've just said it all. And comfort. We're happy to. This is Madam Q&A now in here, and we have Mr. Q&A, who is also here and will be taking stock. Red is here, Marty Digamo. So I'll be looking at the value key to ONPASSIVE success. Why that topic? Why value? We know our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarah, has been talking about value every time. Everything's about value, because he said when you have a product that is valuable, the money will come. You know, he hardly talked about money. He said value. If you provide value, what will happen? You will get a reward, and the reward is commission. It's always commission after value. And I always look at it in this sense. I said, if you prepare a food to your guests and you can't eat that food, don't expect your guests to eat it. Don't expect your guests, because you in the first place, you know the food is not good. How can you save your guests with that food? So ONPASSIVE is that type of company where the CEO want to serve, you know, the founders and the customers coming with the best of the best value of products. Now, I just want to dive down a little bit from what our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarah, said. You know, he started this company with an internet marketing solution, internet marketing. And at one point, he said, we have over-delivered. You came for a cup of coffee and they gave you the whole supermarket. He said, please, I know you come for a cup of coffee. Can you just wait a little bit? Let me give you something that will blow your mind. That's our CEO, Mr. Ash Mofara. He said, I know you've paid $97. Forget about the money. I know it's nothing. Nobody will believe you. And I like what Peter Rogers always said. He said, one day I will stand and people will look at what I've got. My nice house, my cars. And I said, how did you get it? He said it was only $97 and they will not believe him. Maybe they'll punch him in the face. And I smiled. I said, it's true. Nobody will believe you for saying that all what you have done, acquired, and blessing others with the excess, they will believe you for $97. They want you to say something more. Say, oh, $1 million or maybe 2 million pounds. They'll say, yeah, it makes sense, reasonable. What you've acquired, what that money. But nobody will believe for that. And that is why they said, and I'll go to Madi Digamo. He said, this is the only business where the truth is difficult to say. It is difficult to tell people because people will never believe you. They say, no, it's good. It's still good to be true. Yes, it's still good to be true. But we are talking about a CEO who is so generous. You came for a cup of coffee and they gave you the whole supermarket for the same price. Now we are looking about a minimum value product. He's talking about over market, which our brother have said. Looking at all the products, he said disruptive technology, disruptive functionality, AI-driven, integrated. Now, when you look at ONPASSIVE, you know, just as a single entity, you will never even believe it. You said, no, you know, it's just like another business. The only thing founders should do, and those who are, you know, those who are prospect to become resellers and customers, don't look at ONPASSIVE as ONPASSIVE. Zoom in, look at ONPASSIVE as lot of company within an entity. Look at OMail. When you want to talk about OMail, how many mailing systems do you know? You're talking about Gmail, Yahoo Mail, AOL, you know, all of those products we are calling, they are single product and single company making so much money. We are talking OMail coming with disruptive functionality, you know, and some of the functions people don't know. The interface is so beautiful, integrated. And I said, how many times have you been and you said, okay, I want to navigate, you know, from take some of the products, you know, you're looking for calendar, you don't even know where calendar is. You're looking for maybe your contact, you don't know where your contact is. You have a lot of pop-ups. Time waste, you're wasting time to do a job for 30 minutes. A job that your CEO or your manager have given you for 30 minutes, the only thing you can do is to go and find functions that you want to use to do your job. This is ONPASSIVE in play, breaking down things, making life easy for us, cutting down time frame, you know, by using a disruptive functions that will cut down your time, where the time that you will navigate from one functions to the other. You are talking about single sign-on. You sign in and you get to where you want, and you just click, 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 and you go. We are talking about shortcut. A lot of people don't know about shortcut. Most companies, they find it difficult to have shortcut because you have, when we talk about shortcut, it's about multiple clicks. You click here, you navigate to this function. Click here, navigate to this function. How long do you take to navigate by multiple clicks to navigate to get a single function to do a job for 5 minutes? You waste time by clicking, and most companies say, no, I hate clicking. Please put it in a way that I can just view it in front of me, sign in, do my job, and then quit that system. That's what we are talking. ONPASSIVE is coming into play because the technology they are using behind is crazy. We are in the era, as our CEO said, we are in the era where there is the best of the best technology, where we can use some of those technology to build what we have today. All the other company, we can say they are all legacy. In IT, when they use legacy, means they are outdated. And you cannot move again. There is no way you patch, one day it will collapse. They've reached their point where they cannot even move again. But we are talking about ONPASSIVE coming with latest template, latest tool to build the software we are using today, artificial intelligence. It was there before, but yes, it was there. Which technology were they using to build artificial intelligence compared to what we have now? Which software were they using to build artificial intelligence? What we have here, we're talking about JavaScript, Angular J. Those who are IT, they know all of this. They know Angular J. Angular JavaScript was not there in the past. You have Visual Basic. We're talking about Angular. We're talking about C++, C#. We can go on and on and on. This is what we are using to build ONPASSIVE products. So it makes it more dynamic. Bootstrap, dynamic, visual, 3D. So split ONPASSIVE product. Don't look at ONPASSIVE as a single entity. Look the product individually as a standalone product. Compare it with what is in the market. Do you want to compare Odex with Remedy? You can't. Do you want to compare it with ServiceNow? You can't. Do you want to compare Mail with Yahoo Mail, Google Mail? You can't, because the functionality speaks for itself. Do you want to compare our old tracker? You can't. All integrated with AI. I'm just looking at the product. I've not even go to the functions. I'm just breaking them down as a single entity. Do you want to compare Academy with what? With what we have in the market, like Udemy, Udacity, Pluralsight? You can't. Which one will give you certification? You come to Academy. Which one is the best of the best based on functionality? Academy. Do you want to compare or connect with what we have in the market? You can't, because all of them has been built with legacy product, with legacy technology, all outdated, worn out. No IT tech will want to work in a legal with a legacy technology. The moment you go, the first thing, wow, the price is good, the money is good. Yes, I can accept this job. When they start to tell you about the technology, you say, you know what, this is not for me, because you know you'll be outdated. You have the experience, but you are outdated. Nobody wants that. And that is why, as Bob said, we went ONPASSIVE, went straight to the source to get the best mindset. Those who are brilliant, latest technology, because that is the source. If I want a goat, where will I go? I will go to the source. If I want to eat the best food, I will go to the best chef. I will go to Red. That is how it is. That is the world we are. And I always make a statement, if you don't live by technology, you will be left behind, because it is moving so fast. Now, let's look at our data center. Do you want to talk about data center? We're talking about, we're talking about fiber optic cables, integrated unit, everything built using AI, laser technology, pinpoint. Now, a lot of people don't even know what's a data center. Let me look at the data center. Data center hosts our database. What is a database? Database is where your information, personal information, is being hosted. It is being made what? Built with tables and columns. First name, last name, username, date of birth, whatever, telephone number, email address, database, all of those information. So all of those information is being stored what? In a server. Database is stored in a server, and a server is hosted where? In a data center. Data center hosts what? More racks and servers. Servers and racks, they are all in data center with cables and what? Connectivity, is a physical product, and very fast. We have it. We are talking about going into green. One of the best data center we have. The data center we have now can host what? 1 billion customers. And we're talking about something, the next data center, that which will be green. Green means, when we're about green, less electricity, less energy, and everything. Mr. Surprise is just a crazy good man. A man who is so crazy for technology, because he knows it. He knows what the customer wants. He knows what we want. And this is where we are. That's just where we are now as founders. And what I will say is, if you cannot enjoy this moment, looking at our products, enjoy this moment, look at it and look at what is in the market, it means you are not a founder. Because we are talking about data center, it's a lot of money. When you talk about Amazon Web Services, you talk about Microsoft Azure, the money they are taking from companies, millions upon millions, we know them. And my brother here, Brother Oliver, always talk about it. Brother Vincent, I talk about it every time. It's not millions, sometimes hundreds of millions, just to host your data. The more you have more data, the more you pay. It's like meter. And we have it where we are secure and sophisticated. Green. to host our data. And there is no way any company will have a whole more of everything, both physical and digital product. So there is no way you think like ONPASSIVE is something, it's a monster. And when you deep dive, you zoom in, the more you think you know, the less, when our CEO come out and say something, you know that we don't know anything. But we are talking from what we are seeing. But the CEO knows what is coming. And what is coming, please. I think some of us, as he said your house will be too hot in winter, where you will look for air condition. You will be too hot when things will come out. And let us get, as Brother Oliver said, get ready for the greatest shape of our life, as our CEO said. It will be terrible. Thank you, Lynn, and I'll give it back to you.
Auntie Lynn, we want to hear your voice.
I'm muted again. I keep forgetting to unmute today. Oh, one of those days. I was just saying that, Collins, that was really great. And I, sorry.
Unmute. Lynn.
My computer sometimes plays things without request. So that's what you just heard. You heard Comfort speaking on the recording. I'm sorry. So I was just saying that, Collins, I like how you talked about value, because many of us think about value in terms of money related to finances, but you explained to us that value means much, much more. The fact that ONPASSIVE is over delivering for us, and then the savings in terms of time and in terms of additional convenience to the user, that's all value as well. And I really liked how you explained the data center in a very simplistic manner, so that we will understand what a data center is. And we have a lot of features in our data center that are just superior to every other data center out there. So thank you for that short but very succinct presentation. Now we go on to Oliver Fonte. Go ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, hi everybody. Good morning there, good afternoon, good evening. I want to thank Auntie Comfort to be here, Madam Q&A, and our brother, Mr. Q&A Red, to be here with us today. And we are waiting for your questions. We also have to thank Lynn and Maddie. And for the audience, we thank you that you follow us almost every Saturday and Friday night. And let me also repeat what our CEO said. Bob mentioned it in the, I want to start it also with like my beginning statement. The core spirit of ONPASSIVE is value. That is quoted from the CEO. It's value. And when we talk of value, I want to thank also Bob and Collins for that. You people said everything. So I'm just summarizing what you said, and your presentations were right at the spot, the dot. So thank you guys for that. When you look at our CEO, he has a heart of he has that heart of benevolence and that human heart that he wants to share. He wants to, from employees to founders to customers, he wants to give us the best of the best. A few days ago, he told us about COVID. 8 employees in Hyderabad, they were tested COVID positive. What he did, he went back, to the office. They did COVID tests again. They started putting on masks, make them feel good. That is adding value. Make them, the employees, them to feel that that they are working in an environment that their boss, takes care of them. I don't want to go to the other stuff that Bob and Collins just said, what he has done there, like training centers. Go now to our products. Bob Collins, they mentioned it already. Our products are superior, disruptive, above market value, with innovative features, added value. Innovative features. That is adding the value of our product. Where the other products are in the market now, we are 3 years ahead. We are 3 years ahead of them because of the added value that he has added the value and added the value. We are going into the market by September ending, next 60, 90 days with 12 products. 12. All they've added their values. They've added the value, all those products. You know, AI embedded into them from scratch, 100% automated and integration. Tell me which other tech company. Just with that AI alone, AI that is embedded in all our product, and the CEO has used all the features, all the modules in AI to build all the products. He has tapped into them again. Now all those products are disruptive with innovative features in them. Can you just talk about OMail? The interface of OMail. We have one, you will not close this page, open this one before you get everything is in front of you. Look at our domains. They're all with AI. All the other providers that are out there, they do not have AI in their own domain product. We do have it. And look at the website that is there, dynamic, changes every day. That is adding value to them. And that is going to bring multiple millions and millions and millions of customers. Secured with SSL certificate. All the domains, all protected, well secured with TLS certificate also. The transmission of the data, anything that's come from the internet that is not trusted, SSL will protect it. Then also come part of SSL, which is also the latest one is TLS 1.2. Now we have the latest one that's 1.3. All well protected. Tell me which company. They say also make us understand that we have a media department. A media department that did not talk with the president, prime ministers, and head of government, universities. That's adding value for them to bring us traffic. That is adding value. If you look into all this, we are ahead of the game. Come again, our scientists, experts, researchers, they are in the desert, sea, mountains. They are traveling all over the world, like the CEO told us, just to go get more, to do more research, to come and add us more values, adding values upon values. And then when we come again, we look, I know Auntie Comfort is here, that is what she likes, Obless. Look at other tech companies. There's nothing like Obless. Google, they don't have Obless. Microsoft, they don't have any humanitarians that they do. But ONPASSIVE comes down with Obless. We the founders, we will use it also to touch the heart of others. Those less privileged, those who don't have water in their villages, schools, health centers, Obless will be there to help. Then come now for customers. Customers that will come in, that they want to come and use Obless. ONPASSIVE will not take a dime from the money. This is the big difference between the other crowdfunding that are out there. This is adding value. For Obless, if you want that they should run traffic, when you come register, you want to use Obless, you pay, maybe you will not pay that much. And ONPASSIVE will run traffic on your Obless. This is adding value to our customers. Adding more value to our customers. Our CEO also mentioned that we are only a month away from opening our next advanced data center. Let's talk about it. Green, laser, fiber optic that are being connected to our servers. With the technology that ONPASSIVE uses today, if you cannot, we are way ahead of the other companies like AWS. Let me call their name AWS, Microsoft Azure. Like Cotton said, all those other companies, they had outdated. That's why when you look at AWS, they have multiple data centers around the world. I don't even know the number, because they were using IPv4. Internet Protocol version 4. Most of them. They didn't want to tap into AI. They didn't want to tap into latest technology because I don't want to use that word. I'm sorry, but today the technology that we use in our that we are using now, the present and the future data center, that is what is going to beat the market, adding value upon values upon value. Let's go into our security. Like I started talking about it also. AI alone comes with its own security. Mr. Ash Mufara, our CEO, used that tap into it and to protect all our system, to protect our data, adding value by adding security, make sure that the security around all our data, everything in ONPASSIVE should be secure, like event prediction. This is part of artificial intelligence that he has tapped into it. That has made sure that all attacks, data breach, AI will dictate and block it before it can reach us. Our system, that is adding value. Automation, dictation, and action. It automatically, AI also help to dictate automatically. It automatically dictate even in-house and outside, external, internal and external. Bad guys that want to come in, that they will not even tamper with us. Tell me which of those customers, CEOs, that they don't want to come and use our data center because we've added value. Real-time monitoring and alert is part of AI. It's part of AI. That AI has used, as Mufara, our CEO, has used it to increase the value upon value and added security into all our system in the data center, in our servers. Come again, robust data control. That is part of AI again. So you can imagine that AI has been existing since the mid and late 50s, but all these companies came and bypassed. God make Mr. Ash Mufara that this is the time, with the recession that we are in now today, that he is going to he has tapped into AI to add more value into our products. Then he's going to sell it. ONPASSIVE is going to sell our products lesser price or affordable. That is going to help also companies. Now that the whole world is in recession, is going to help them, or the CEOs, to have our products, buy our products in affordable price, and put more money into companies, their pocket. Help them in this recession by adding that value. Use AI to add more value into our products. To add more values into our products. He also told us about the lab. I think my brother Bob and Collins, one of them, mentioned it. We have the metaverse. We didn't know anything about bioindustry. He told us a few days ago that he has added bioindustry, physical, mechanical. This is adding more value, more values, more values. And when you look at the value that Mr. Ash Mufara is adding, it's unlimited. It's unlimited. Tell me why ONPASSIVE will not one day own the world. Tell me how the 7 to 8 billion people now on this planet Earth will use ONPASSIVE products because of the added value that we have in all our disruptive products. Look at let me talk about ONET, that even kids who want to use ONET. They will use ONET and enjoy it because of that added value. AI is built with AI in it from scratch. They can integrate it with whatever they want. Look, let's talk about Academy. We've all used Udemy, Parasite, Cybery, but they're not even 1/3 of what ONPASSIVE is coming into the market with. The automatic auto translation with 8 different products integrated into it. Distraction, auto alert. Tell me, You can have your masters. Can have your masters or PhD program certification. Whether we are in the IT field, we like certifications. There are certifications in there. Collins and Bob, they did ask the CEO, that was about a month ago, about futures. He went and added more of those features in there, adding more values, for what? Affordable price. For affordable price. So when you look again into our data center, the data that are going to be stored in our data center is going to be secured also. We call it at rest. Where those data are going to be secured at rest. So before you even penetrate our firewalls to come, before you want to get in, you can't get in. It will be dictated by monitoring alert that it will be dictated, adding value. Tell me how you will not have more customers coming. CEOs will be coming, referring their colleagues that there's this new company called ONPASSIVE. They have disruptive products, affordable, no licenses to be paid, unmetered. They want to cut down costs. My former company that I work, we're paying $1 million for our data center. Our CEO can cut it to $500,000. Tell me why they will not come. Tell me why all the other companies around the world will not come to join us, because we have added value products. We have added value products. They will not pay licenses, pay yearly licenses. They will not. All the CEO, they will all run. That's why I said last night that the day Mr. Ash Mufara opened the door, ONPASSIVE opened the door to the market. It's going to be like Black Friday in the United States. Black Friday here in the United States is after Thanksgiving. That people go and sleep in front of Best Buy and all other Walmart, Target, because they want to buy, because they've cut down the prices. You might see a TV that costs $500, you get it for $150. It's something like that is going to happen. Like Black Friday in America, that everybody wants to go and buy things, cheaper stuff, affordable things. When we open that door, the day Mr. Ash said, now ONPASSIVE is selling, is in the market, the traffic, they'll be jamming our system. That's why when he said that our system is good, and we tested it, 4 of us in here tested it also that day. The last 2 weeks before they shut the door, our system was jamming our system. It did not blink. Now we can say, 4 of us here can say authoritatively that our system, the 1 billion capacity, we are waiting. We will get it. And our system will not blink. Antiline, I will leave you there. Thank you very much, and thank everybody for coming to come and watch it. Thank you.
Awesome. That was a great presentation. I think that security is very paramount for this company and for every company, but in particular for us. And we do ensure the highest security. And I like the fact that you said value upon value. It's like layers of value that never end when you talk about ONPASSIVE. And we talked about the day, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, when you get all these good deals, but it's only for that one day, right? But with ONPASSIVE, those deals are forever. It never ends. We offer value till eternity. So that's the difference. So you cannot beat ONPASSIVE. All right, now we're going to go on to Marty DeGarmo, who's going to share his thoughts with us. Go ahead, Marty.
All right, very good so far. Very interesting. The other day, last night after we got off, I was thinking about value is much more than just money, and it's funny because these guys brought it up today. It's like they have ESP or something. But anyway, what I was looking at is the value human-wise. It's integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, servant leadership. If you break that down with ONPASSIVE, and some of you will be watching this that are not in ONPASSIVE yet, you're looking at ONPASSIVE, but if you go to integrity, know that you're doing the right thing. We are led by a person that we know in his heart wants to do and always strives to do the right thing. Another one, very, very important, and you wouldn't think this is value, but human value is very important. Respect, treating others the way you would want to be treated. It sounds so simple, or what's a big deal? But if you go back to what was said by the gentleman earlier, is Mahfuz treats his employees and founders with the utmost respect. And then you get into responsibility. I don't know any man on the planet that consumed the responsibility of others like Mr. Mahfuz. And trust me, I don't get it either. I thank God every day that there is a man like him, but I don't get it. I love it, but I don't get it. But that's who he is. If you look at servant for leadership, serve the common good. Are you kidding me? The whole company was designed from conception of value built with heart and the thought of others. Now, that's unheard of. It's absolutely unheard of. What bothered me the most looking back, knowing what I know now, and remember, I found out in the last few weeks, now I've been with this company 3.5 years. I've marketed for 18 years. From the very first day, back Red Redford's here, I said, man, if this company's 10% of what I think it might be, that's enough to set many people, change their life forever. I was wrong. And then when I thought I knew 10%, I found out in the last few weeks, I don't know squat. Okay, but what I do know, even if it's a fraction of 1%, it causes sleepless nights. Because I know for the first time in my life, and the life of everybody here, and the life of many people I've met in the last 3 years, will never be the same because of value. And what I found out about value is, for most of my life, value was thrown around very cheaply. Companies would throw value on something, they'd give you something and said, look at this value. Who do you judge it by? Well, they line it up against the next 9 best companies in the world. And you look across, yep, you're right, you are better than them. Yep, that's better than that. Yeah, that's better than that. Then you look at the price and you got to play this judgment call. But all said and done, you pick the best of the best, or you think you did. You get into that company, you bought an autoresponder, or you bought something, I don't care what it is. And you find out after you get it, there's a little thing pops up. Say, look, you've got the emerald package. How would you like to have the diamond package? And you're thinking, wait a minute. All that stuff I read that this is the best I can get, it's better than the other 9. Now I get in here and you guys are trying to sell me something else. Before I even tried the package, before I even tried the product. I don't like the ambushing. I don't like being tricked. And what I love about ONPASSIVE, you're going to get more than you expect. It's going to be over delivery on every package you get. Everything will be unlimited. Value will be placed at a level that no one to this date in the industry of business can match. The standard of value will be put on a bar that only people can look, and they'll be striving to get there. Because from that day that we enter the world market and this sleeping giant stands up, people are going to look and say, I want to be them when I grow up. And I'm talking about tech companies that are already here. Because people say, well, all they're going to do is rebuild. It's not that easy. I've been in a company that fell behind in technology. They're no longer in business. I'm not going to say that's happening to everyone, but while they're trying to catch up and put Band-Aids on and put casts on their broken leg because they just got stepped on by the giant, they have to rebuild. You have to change mindset. You have to change what people believe and what value really is. Are you going to go back to an old white guy sitting at a conference room table who makes $1 million a year and tell him, look, we're going to change everything into heart and value. we're going to give more for their money. He's going to tell you, not while I'm alive, and he's probably right. Not while he's alive. So in the meantime, what is ONPASSIVE doing? They're building 2, 3, 4, 5 years ahead. And they're offering value first. Mr. Mahfuz never mentioned money to me ever since the day I met him. He built the company, he said to me, because we're going to give more value. And I thought, I didn't get it. You know why I didn't get it? Because the value, the power of value meant nothing to me. Because of my history. My history was, this is value. And I get in, is it really? No, not really. So when people say it, you go, big deal. When I see what we're doing now, and I get to throw my little signature at the bottom of that page, it's unbelievable. And we all have that opportunity. So that's what we're talking about today. You have different modes, different ways of looking at it, but value, true value, you're going to see for the first time in the history of any business on the planet. And I tell you what, don't take my word for it. See what we have, and when you see it, you get to come in as a free guest and say, let me see what this is. If I'm lying, I'm dying, okay? If I'm lying, I'm dying. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. That was pretty powerful stuff. Even if it was just a few minutes of speaking, Marty, that was awesome. I just wanted to add my little thing about upselling. Upselling is when a company tempts you to buy their product or service by giving a low price for limited things. So you think, wow, I got a great deal. So I'm a victim of that because I like good deals, right? So I'll sign up for something, $49.95 US dollars. Oh, that's so good deal. I'm going to buy it. So I buy it. And then what pops up on the screen is something that says, hey, you got a great deal, but guess what? I got a better deal for you. For $200, you can get this, this, and this in addition to what you just got. And so I tell my husband, honey, look, there's a deal. It's only $200. Can I get it? And he's like, are you doing that again? Don't you realize they're taking advantage of you? You know, they get you in, they hook you in. And then after it's all said and done, I might spend $500 when I intended to spend $49.95. So it makes me upset because I know they're luring me in with what I perceive to be value, but really isn't true value because I want those additional things. I need those things, but they never told me that it's going to cost me $500. So this is what ONPASSIVE will not do to us. Ashma Farah said there will be no upselling, right? Our products are unlimited usage, unmetered, unrestricted. So we will never be a victim to upselling. And that's what I really appreciate about Ashma Farah and this company. All right, thank you, Marty. Now we go on to Redford, Mr. Q&A. Take it away, Red.
Thanks very much. Everyone hear me okay? I'm just on the back of my boat at the moment. So if there's a bit of background noise, I do apologize. Thank you so much. So I'm going to pick up on what Marty was saying about not understanding what value is all about. We as founders are probably sat here thinking, well, how is this going to affect me? I'm a founder already. I've got my foot in the door. So how is value going to affect me? Well, quite simply, if you remember, we are going to be a customer-based business. This is where we earn our money, we earn our commissions from the products and services of ONPASSIVE that we will be selling. So value, as far as a customer is concerned, is paramount. We do it on a daily basis without us even knowing we are doing it. When you go to a supermarket, you're walking down the aisles, you're looking at stuff. What are you looking for? You're looking for the best deal that you can get for yourself and your family. The 2-for-1s, the half prices, all of the rest of the things. This is you shopping for value because you want to have the best deal that you can possibly get. Now, when we look at digital products and services out there at the moment, we already know that there's around closing in on 5 billion people that are using digital products and services out there in the internet in one way, shape or form. This is our market that we will be tapping into, and it is a huge market. Remember, we are 1.4 million strong. tapping into a consumer market of close to 5 billion. So as far as a founder is concerned, we are such a small percentage of people that are coming into ONPASSIVE. And how are people going to come into ONPASSIVE? Quite simply, they're going to look for what is best value for them. A lot of people who have spoken today are talking about CEOs who are paying millions each month for web hosting as far as their domain names and their company is concerned, and all of the rest of the things that they need to do. That goes into the millions. We already know that prior to us having our own data center, we were paying in excess of $100,000 a month just for our ONPASSIVE site that we see now. So if you give people a choice, this is giving them a choice of value which is best for them. Plain and simple. Is it going to affect you as a founder? You're absolutely damn right it is. Why? Because there is a higher probability of that consumer buying one of our products than somebody else's. That is how economics work. That is how business works. Now, we have turned the table on how businesses work because we have started out by giving somebody value for money prior to giving them a service. Most companies are looking at bottom line figures all the time. How much money can we make? How much can we get for whatever we have got? We've completely done it differently. We have done it by saying, what can we produce that's going to give the best value for that customer? And then we'll decide what the price is going to be later on. Why? Because we want to make it as cheap as possible for the consumer. We have to make sure that obviously as a business that we are successful. Part of that is making sure that the running costs of a business are taken care of. Part of the running costs of a business is us, the founders. We have to get paid as well as the company does, as well as the employees, as well as all of the upkeep and the future development of the company, and etc. etc. All these have to be paid for. But one thing's for sure, our CEO has said he wants to make sure that the majority of that money comes to us as founders. So not only are we giving the best value to the customer for that product, we are then in return giving the founders the largest slice of that commissionable cake that is possible to give us. No other company has ever done anything like this before. It is all about the fat cat getting fatter and the poor person at the bottom being flogged to death, producing stuff, going into the 9 to 5, day in, day out, to be able to give the ones at the top more money. ONPASSIVE is about spreading wealth. We are the disruption to the corruption. We are here to change how things are done. And we are doing that by offering a better service that is going to be better value for the consumer. So that's really all I've got for you, to try and understand that you might not be bothered about value and how it's going to fit into your daily equation as a founder and all the rest of it. But as far as a customer is concerned who will be purchasing something, physically paying for it, they are looking for value. We've got that hands down with everything we do. They can come in, have a look for free, and then see how good we are for such a low price. They'd be stupid not to use our products, plain and simple, because we are giving so much for so little. It's a bit like having the brand new Mercedes or a new badge coming out and blowing the larder out of the water, because we are that far ahead. We are a new company that is giving so much better values than any other company has ever done before. Like they were saying earlier, Black Friday, we are going to be black ONPASSIVE. I'll tell you, people are going to be literally falling over themselves to get to us in the future. Anyway, that's it from me, Lynn. Back to you.
Awesome, Red. That was great. I think of ONPASSIVE as an equalizer, to make everybody have an equal playing field. And I believe that, up to now, the have-nots have been the have-nots, but for a change, the have-nots will now become the have. And I think ONPASSIVE is truly a game changer. And I love the way the company looks at value first rather than profits. Because if you offer value, people will come. And then the profits will naturally happen, in my opinion. All right, now we go on to Tony Monk. Tony Monk, come on down.
Hello, Lynn. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you clearly.
Great, great. Yeah, my video's not working again, so you have to deal with my voice. Talking about value, holy cow, value is right here on this panel. Right here on this panel. Everyone on this panel is full of value. You know, the webinars that Lynn runs is full of value. Everywhere the tech pros go is full of value. Everywhere Marty is, Red, Sister Comforts, we're all full of value here. You know, when I first heard those 2 audio recordings back in the early days when Ash was speaking, he was speaking from the heart and he inspired me. Anything that inspires you is valuable. Okay. And I knew that he had a larger vision than what he anticipated at that time. So we moved forward, got bigger, and look at the value that we have now. We are creating more value day by day. And as we do that, we become the hunted. People just naturally want to be with us, right? Because they're inspired. And when you, like I said, when you create inspiration, you create value. And long-term income that happens, that goes on for generations is created from value, okay? Everything that Ash, our CEO, puts his hands on is valuable. I'm not going to mention any names, but he's gotten involved with a company that I know of. And he was part of putting this company together years ago. And this company is an internet online marketing company, and it's lasted for 20 years already. And it's still valuable. It was because he was involved and he helped the owner put the company together. Any other company on the internet, and I've been at this for a very long time, over 20 years, they're all gone now. Every one of them are gone. Very few last. And the only reason they last is because they have some value. You know, if you don't see the value in ONPASSIVE, you're seriously tripping over the dollar bills to pick up the pennies. Okay, and the difference between ONPASSIVE and everything else is the same difference in value between a mini donut with a hole in the middle and a 5-layer wedding cake. Okay, we are the 5-layer wedding cake. We're going places. People are going to want to be with us, just naturally want to be with us. So it's exciting. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much, Lynn, and I'll pass it back to you. Thanks. That
was beautifully spoken, Tony. And can I have a slice of that 5-layer wedding cake, please?
Absolutely.
Don't forget me. In fact, I don't even have to ask you, because all of us who are in ONPASSIVE are going to have slices of that wedding cake that never ever exhaust themselves. We'll have that cake for the rest of our lives, and we will pass it on to our future generations as well. So it's really a lovely thing. All right, now we're going to take it to Madame Q&A. Comfort, just to let you know, has a very successful show on YouTube called Empowerment Talks with Comfort. So if you want to, go and look for her on YouTube and be sure to subscribe to her channel. There's great content on it. So now we take it to Comfort. Take it away, Comfort.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Auntie Lynn. You know, when we discuss ONPASSIVE, when we talk about Obless and the humanitarian stuff, I get so emotional, but for some reason this afternoon, I'm just like, oh my God. So guys, bear with me once again. It's Comfort. Welcome, guys. I'm just so happy that we all are here. This is 198 people. I am pleading that next week we should be 1,980. This is too little a number to listen to stuff like this, because I'm just blown away. I don't even know. I feel that I'm so daring to think that I can sit here to question people who know everything, Auntie Lynn, because I was preserving at least one question that I thought this one was going to pop up, and they said she at least has something new. But Red explained everything that I had here as a question, like for dummies. But guys, you know what? You are not getting away with it. When I want something, I go for it, and you know me. So you will sit here, answer the questions that I have, even if it means repeating everything, then it's for emphasis, such that everybody will understand because our motto, like Mr. Ashmufare says, is nobody should be left behind. Thank you, guys. You all did so brilliantly well that I'm just overwhelmed. I really do appreciate the tech guys, Marty, Red, everybody. Guys, thank you. You know, that times you hear words, when you hear about value, you think that's just a 5-letter word. But now I'm about to do a PhD research to write about 35 million words just out of value from what I've listened these people say. It's so amazing. Thank you so much. So enough with my speeches, and let's just get going. Brother Oliver, I'm starting with you. I know that you guys have convinced us beyond reasonable doubt that we've got layers and layers upon layers of security. And right now we have been listening about this V word this week, which is called value. So I want to know, when we're looking at security here, is security part of the value package, or is it just the film that is sheltering or shielding the whole package, the value thing?
Oh no, security is part of the value. Because when you look at most company being in the industry, the security that they do have is not like what we are getting now. Because our product alone comes with that security. AI, like I said, AI comes with its own security. Comes with its own security. You know, then comes again the technology that we use: fiber optic cable, Internet Protocol version 4, hybrid to 6. You know, then come again. You have TLS to protect the movement of data, the transmission of data. Look at our O virtual also. Look at our O virtual that the CEO said that our O virtual, people who have like in Africa, PNG, is going to boost up their internet line or what. So that it comes with that security also, because O virtual is secured. It's VPN. It's VPN that secure the transmission of data. Then now it has that feature to boost up your internet speed. So those are the extra security. Look at our mail, spams free. Those are extra security. I can name them over and over. That then the security that is at rest also, where our data is going to be stored in our data center. You can't even get there, because how are you going to bypass our firewalls? How are you going to bypass our firewalls in multiple regions before you get to us? Wow. You cannot. So these are extra value that has been added upon the security, and added. So if any CEO comes that he wants to come and buy our products, the marketers or our O chart will not even talk for 1 second. They'll just go for it because of the added security that is there. Because the most important thing, like our big brother Mahfuz-Bangladesh told us months back, the data costs trillions of dollars. Like Collins just mentioned, your personal information is there. Bob just mentioned also about the compliance. You know, these are all extra security that has been added. No company will come to ONPASSIVE to come and do business with, or when they don't know how our security posture is. Our security rating is supposed to be 100%. I know we security guys, we don't give 100%, but when you look at our AI alone, that comes with its own extra security. Then with the normal security that we are going to add, then with our technology that comes with their own security. Tell me.
Woo.
You know, right. Thank you. I can go on and on.
I think I understand. That's what makes you at times just summarize it with these few words: we are fine. So I think I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are fine indeed. So Red, before the network starts misbehaving, where you are sitting and looking so good, tell us what you mean when you say Mr. Ashmufare started by giving us value for money before giving us the service.
Yeah, simply what that means is that he's gone out and he's decided how much stuff I can put together in one place without having to upsell. I mean, Lynn and Marty, they both said the same thing. You know, there's always a hook involved somewhere, isn't there? You know, tempt them in and then upsell them, give them a little bit more. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say, well, actually, you know, I really like what you've got. And then, you know, 10 times out of 10, they will come back and say And what you're doing there is you are making more money for the company. What Ash has done is he's decided, how much can I ram into one product? How much different things can I give a consumer for that one price? Remember, everything that we have is unlimited. There's no caps. You're not going to run out of data on it or anything like that. Everything, you pay the one price and you're good to go. Whatever that price is for the package that you have bought, you will not get anybody trying to sell you something else. So what's happened here is we turned turtle. We decided, right, we're going to make this product, and within this product, we're going to put as many parts into it for that customer so that they are just going to be blown away. They're going to go, I cannot believe I'm getting all of this for this price. And this is how the wave effect happens. This is how the viral effect happens, and all the rest of it. It only needs one of our products to get out there on the internet for the kids to get hold of it, or anybody else. You know, I mean, look what happened to WhatsApp. WhatsApp went absolutely crazy in a very short period of time. Why? Because it was a free version that people love to use. We've had Messenger for ages. We had all of the other chat rooms that were kicking about. WhatsApp came along. They did something completely new, better value, more features to it, and it went completely ballistic. This is exactly this type of thing that will happen with ONPASSIVE. Because we have put so much into each of our products individually, then the customer is going to be blown away by what is there. So it's about was it Tony Monk said about the wedding cake? Right. Okay, it's layers upon layers upon layers of all different stuff to make a fantastic cake. A lot's gone into it to make it, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and all the rest of it. What do people do when they see a wedding cake? They're completely blown away about it because it looks fantastic, it tastes fantastic, because so much time and effort has gone into making that. When people are eating a donut, it's a donut.
Right.
You know, that's all it is. But with ONPASSIVE products, it's a wedding cake, layered with so much stuff involved in it. Hours upon hours of people tirelessly putting as much into it as possible, so that the end result is the person who gets to eat it, the consumer, is going to be blown away when they do. And that's really what we have done with ONPASSIVE products. We've given as much into it as we possibly can for the smallest amount of price. Back to you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much, Red. I think this very much sounds like we coming in for a cup of coffee and ending up owning a supermarket, right? So thank you. That's just it. I really do appreciate. So the tech guys say ONPASSIVE value is compounded. Every day something new is being done. So it's getting, you know, so value being compounded and stuff like that. We just wanted to say it again another way, because some people do understand just at the very first time you say it and so on, but others are still struggling. So Bob, if you can, please say something again about this. I think this came from you. What do you mean when you say value of an ONPASSIVE value is being compounded? Like we get something new every day, all the time and stuff.
Yes, thank you, Miss Comfort. When we say ONPASSIVE value is being compounded, it just simply means that they're adding more stuff. We have, like our CEO will say, we have the minimum value product. We have the product, right? The functionality as it is. We can use it as it is. But every day they're adding more stuff. You see, when he goes and comes back and says we have maybe another sprint or two, they are just making it, they're tweaking it, they are making it better and better and better. We can use it, but every day they're adding something to the system to make it more and more appealing, more and more attractive. Take, for example, our weekly link, which is, I think is now link 55 or link 56.
57.
There you go. You know, did you know that if you go back every week, you look at it, it looks different, right?
Yes.
Come the next week, you look at it, it's different. The following week, so they are adding until when the final version will come, it will be that marshmallow that you'll be able to kiss it. you know. So compounding just simply means we are adding more to the system. We are adding more value to the system. We are making it much better. We are making it much more appealing. And at the end of the day, who is this value for? For our customers, like Red said, the customers are going to rush for it. As a matter of fact, I think let's update my brother Oliver's statement on Black Friday. I think we should say, when we open our doors, ONPASSIVE will be Black Friday every day, you know.
Yeah, I just love that.
Black Friday every day.
Right.
I mean, it's because of the compounding. The value has been added and added and added, and we will continue to add. You know, Mr. Ash, we have heard that we have scientists all over the place. Some of them are in the desert. We have a training department. We have machine learning. We have a group of folks who are just sitting down in a room and brainstorming to add value, to compound.
Wow.
Yes.
All for $97.
All for $97.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Who is not happy to be part of this? Thank you, bro. Thanks so very much.
Let me also add.
All right, really quick, bro.
Let me go with the data center. Let me go with the data center. I don't think there's any from AWS to Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, they do have green. If they do, maybe I don't know, but I don't think they do. We have green. I don't think their cables, they have the copper cables to connect to their server, because then copper cables were the best cable to connect from the normal line to our servers in the data center. But now we do have fiber optics. Yes, some of them are getting into fiber optic now, but they have to look for another location to start it there fresh, because they cannot take out the copper cables to connect, because the servers were not built at that time to take up fiber optic cables. So now they have to go get another location. But ONPASSIVE is coming now with that fresh from scratch. That is the other layer that has been added. The laser that has been added. The fiber optic cable that has been added. Also the 5G that is there also. You know, our latest servers, the CEO told us that it's one cost about $100,000. And I know some of them cost $100,000 plus. So we have latest technology. That's how they added value.
Wow.
Added value. If you want to go to our products, Collins always like to talk about OMail. There was one time four of us, we looked into it with Antiline. We compared Gmail and ONPASSIVE. You see, you know, that spam folder is not there. That's the most common thing that everybody's supposed to know, that OMail.ai, we don't have spam folder. That is added value. Those are the added value that comes into it. Then our interface, you have one at the right hand side. You want calendar, you click calendar, pop, it comes out. You do what you want to do, it goes back in. You want to your contacts, you click on that right hand side again. There's a small logo there, you click there, it comes out. You don't move. But with Yahoo, Gmail, you have to look for your calendar, all this type of stuff. So those are the added value. Come again, Academy. Wow. It's Bob Dan Collins and that talk about Academy to our CEO. And he went and added more. And he came back and told us that we should wait for 1 or 2 sprint.
Wow.
To be added.
It's
again,
hard.
the added value again in Academy. You can you can do your masters and PhD. All these ones they don't have it. You can have your live certification. If I want to do ISACA certification, Academy will just direct me to the portal. You know, so those are the added value that we do have. We can go on and on with it with our products. Or domain AI is embedded in it, comes with its own life security. Let me leave it there.
Yes, thank you, because you're already getting me worked up. I'm just like, all this for me, you know. You know how Mama, they will ask back home, all this for me. Yes, of course, for you, Comfort. It's all yours, right? Thank you. Thanks, bro. So let's hear from the big brother in the house, Marty DeGamo, the sweetheart of 1.5 million founders. Welcome. And tell us what the All Tech Pro guys mean. Tell us in your own words. You are not All Tech Pro guys, but you are their guardian angel or whatever we want to call you.
It looks like Marty is not.
Marty had to leave.
All right, he's gone. I will give this to, I think, Collins. Before I go to but I wanted somebody to say this from a layman's perspective, not necessarily the All Tech Pro guys. So Tony, please, if you can. So the All Tech Pro guys say 97 ONPASSIVE is bringing tomorrow's technology to today, and as it stands, we are 10 years ahead of time. I would like to hear from you, because you will not use a lot of techie words and stuff that will make it palatable for people like us. So to you, Brother Tony.
Sure. Thank you, Sister Comfort. Yeah, we are 10 years ahead of time, only because we're focused more on the value of humanity. When you're focused on the value of humans, you just naturally create products from the heart that will value humanity. And that's what ONPASSIVE is all about. The more we focused on the value of humans, the better the products are going to be. And we're going to be years ahead of time because that's what we're focused on, as opposed to the opposite. For many years, many corporations have been focused on profits before people, and that's been the corruption. And we are the correction to the corruption. So we're changing things around to the opposite. And we're focused on the value of humanity. And when you focused on that, then that's where you get the focus and the imagination of what can we do to make it better for humanity in the next 2 years, next 3 years down the line. This is why Ash focuses on the value not only of his founders, but the employees, the tech employees that he has in Hyderabad, India. By giving them a car every month or some sort of something to keep them going, that keeps their inspiration going, that it makes them want to stay. So that way they're inspired to stay where they are and to help Ash create these products years ahead of time. So that's what it means to be years ahead of time, according to my understanding. So I hope I helped out a little bit there.
Sure, definitely. Thank you. Thanks so much. Red, I just want to make use of your network because I'm not sure how long you can be there. Are you still there, please?
He's not here at this time.
He's not. All right, he's gone. So I'll give it to, there were a few things I wanted the other guys to go for it. All right, Collins, you can pick on this, please. So I really want to know, when we have been talking about value for money, value and stuff like that. So are we appreciating value here because so much is being given for $97, or are we looking at it from another angle? Just say more to this. Let people get it down, please. Collins.
Thank you, Comfort, and I want to thank everyone. Yeah, so when we look at value, you know, people underestimate value because they think, because they look at it from the point of $97 which they paid. And the only time they will realize the value of ONPASSIVE is only when ONPASSIVE will hit the market and people started talking about ONPASSIVE. Not only ONPASSIVE as a company, but the products that we'll be using. Think about ONET. Today we are crying about all the social media applications. We're talking about YouTube, and we value them because of what people can use. You know, people want to see something, what they can use, and that's how they value it. But when you look at the money this company are making, then you start to realize that, you know, my goodness, this is really crazy. So for now, the perception we have as founders, say, oh, $97 is just wrong. Who can pay this for $97? And even if you add the value and say, we have this thing, they will not believe it until when we hit the market. Last night, I said, when we will walk by, people will walk straight on our streets and people talking about ONET, talking about Academy, talking about OConnect. Even OPAL we use, you know, we know about OPAL, we know we are using them. And we'll hear this where people will be crying and said, this is the best thing I'm using in my life. I will never use that again. That is when we start to appreciate. And that is value. That is the value that Mr. Ash Bofara wants to create. Mr. Bofara is not looking at what we have paid. He knows that we are just 1%. This is I want to create more. It's just Mr. Ash Bofara is someone, even like me, I said, I wouldn't have given for free because I call it a freebie. You go in a place and you said, I want a pint of this. I say, okay, get one, get two for a pound, or get 3 for a pound. And we come out, we are drunk. Honestly, we say, oh, that was a good party. That was really a good place.
Right.
So, and this is the value we are getting. You come for a cup of coffee or you go for a desk and they give you the whole supermarket. And sometimes we don't realize it. That is the value I'm saying at value upon value compounded. But let's wait when it will get to the market. That is when most of the founders who close their ears with cutting will start to realize the value of ONPASSIVE. And they'll be ashamed to say, I get this ONPASSIVE with $97. They will not be able to say it. because nobody will even believe them.
Wow. This is just crazy. Until then, you know what? Value has just become a celebrity. And I think this value of a person should definitely be a lady. Value, value, value. I'm just like, yes, value is a lady. Go ahead, sis. I think you want to say something. Go.
I think you're right. You know, as far as like ladies, you know how ladies are good at shopping? Like, you know where you want to go. Well,
Right.
who has the best stuff at the lowest prices and the best service? And that's where we go regularly. So OnPassive is going to be that place that we go to every day of our lives, and every minute of our waking hours, we will be in this huge shopping center called OnPassive. We won't have to go get in our car and go to another shopping center. No, 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 because
Right.
our shopping center will have everything in it and have the best selection at the highest value. Would you agree with me, Comfort?
Sure, definitely. That's just it, right? So let's hear more about this lady value, guys. Bear with us. We are not trying to take it away. It's just natural, like, right? So bear with Auntie Lynn and myself calling value a lady, because that's just who she is. Very productive. Thank you, guys. So let's hear a bit more. Uncle Bob, if you can, please. Let's see, is there another difference between this value we're talking about and what the CEO and the rest of the team talk about, like a minimum value product over market value and so on? Is there a difference between the value we've been discussing about and the minimum value product or above market value? I don't know if I'm making sense. If not, I'll try my best until you understand what I'm asking. And if at all somebody like Tony, you can add to it when Bob speaks. Let's just get a bit into this, please.
Is there a difference between the minimum value product the CEO is talking about?
Minimum value product over market value, and then the value we've been discussing throughout the week. Is there a difference, or they are one thing? Just make it seem easy for everybody, please. I know I'm stupid at times, but let's bear with you guys.
Okay, I got it. I don't see, when we are talking about value, I believe it encompasses everything.
Correct.
You know, I believe it encompasses everything. We are just trying to bring out what we have and how we distinguish, or how we distinguish or differentiate ourselves with with every other company that's out there. So it seems to me that they are all intertwined. Is the same thing. You know, we are coming in, like our brothers Madi and Red said, when Mr. Ash, I think Tony also, when Mr. Ash initially had his conception, the first thing that came to his mind, and the only way he knew that we could come into this industry and dominate it, given the concept of what he had, is to push value first. So give the most value for the least price. That's why we're saying that when we come in, most companies are going to flock to us, because they're going to come in, they're going to realize that, hey, this company is giving us the most, everything that we have. Like Oliver said, so a company is going to save like $500,000. Everything that we are having with X company, this company's value is better. It's giving us even much more at a lesser price. So I just think that it is the same thing that we're talking about, maybe in different ways.
Right, Brother Tony, I think is that you?
Yes, it is me. Yeah, I just wanted to add to
Yes.
that, Sister Comfort.
All right, I'll just let you go then. I'll let you go.
Sure, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, Bob brought it up perfectly. I don't believe there's any minimum value. I believe minimum value is an open door. It's an open door for people to come in to see the actual value of OnPassive. That's what it is. Once they come in, all of a sudden word of mouth starts going out, and you create a compounding effect. Everyone starts to know about us, and they come in and they see the value that we have. I really do not believe that we have a minimum value. I believe the value is all the same straight across the board, like Bob was just saying. And it's just an open door. It's an open door for people to come in to see what we actually have. Back to Sister Comfort. Thank you.
All right, don't go yet, because I know you've been online. I like picking on you when it comes to this. You will talk about this until the kingdom come. Anytime you come here, I'm afraid you will say something. So you've been online for about 2 decades, and you have seen value. Do you still want to make a quick comparison between what you have seen as value and what we are talking about throughout this week, please?
I haven't really seen much value in the past 26 years that I've been doing this since 1996. Back in the day when I started with a multi-level marketing company, and it's still around today, they did have some value. But the problem was, and it still is for the and has been for the longest time, is profits before people. These corporations are more focused on the money aspect of things. They're not really focused on the value per se, like the products. And you get, like Marty said earlier yesterday, as a matter of fact, on Lynn Nakamoto's Friday Night Live webinar. He said that a lot of these companies, you buy the products, you get involved, and you put it in the closet. You don't even know what the products are. You start paying a fee every single month, and you still have to pay that fee, even though you're not making any money. And there's no value in that. The only focus, like I said, is in the money aspect of it. And that's what I've been used to for the longest time. And like I said earlier, when I listened to those 2 audio recordings when Ash was speaking from the heart, I thought, oh God, here we go again. But it wasn't the same as anybody else. It wasn't the same. And other people have inspired me, but Ash inspired me because he was speaking from the heart. When you speak from the heart and you inspire me, then you've given me some value. And he was talking about something greater. So obviously it's expanded to where it is now. And I'm that's the difference. The difference has been that ONPASSIVE is completely everything that ONPASSIVE does, whether it's the products or the founders or the customers that are going to come in, the resellers, everyone that's going to get, plus the products that the OTECs talking about value. You have it right here. The tech pros are full of value. They know the products. They talk about the products all the time and the value about the products. And thank God they do, because I understand a little bit more than I ever did before. And they bring, when Ash talks about, when he was talking about the products and the company and so on, I saw the value and I kind of felt the value, but when the tech pros came out and actually explained it in simple terms, I saw more value. You see what I'm saying? So back to you, sister.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I add something?
Okay.
That we have value and values with S. Values is when you give something to motivate somebody.
Okay.
Value is the value we are talking out here. Is like our products, like the CEO said, is disruptive because they've added more value on. We as human beings, like Tony just said, that the tech pro here are value because we are adding value to ONPASSIVE, like talking out, trying to break it down to people. We are adding them value. But values with S is when you motivate somebody that has done something or wants to do something. So the value we are talking here, we are adding value. The CEO is adding value to our products. Adding more value. Thank you.
Wow. Auntie Lynn, you know what? I've never valued value the way I am valuing it. So I think we should sit down and write a poem about value, right? This is something, man. It's something to write home about. So thank you, guys. You are just amazing. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. So Collins, if you can, please. I know that you've done already more than enough on this, but me being who I am, I'm Mr. Dig and See. I'll dig until I reach the depths of depths. If you could kindly just discuss value based on just one product. You don't believe there are some people who still can't get it. Use just one product and just discuss value surrounding just that single product. I would choose ONET, but if you prefer something else, go for it. Based just on that, give us the value. You just go for it, bro. I know you can do it.
Yeah. So let's look at O-chart. I know Bob likes O-chart a lot, so I want to talk about O-chart because O-chart will be integrated to all of our products. That's the service that will work for everyone while we are sleeping. So if you compare O-chart to what is out there in the market, we know a lot of companies has it. Our O-chart has voice and text messaging. So you can say, okay, I'm tired. I just want to read or I want to listen, stuff like that. And if you look at our O-chart, the way our CEO said last time, that there there are more disruptive functionality in OChat as in all the other products. Say, for instance, if you come in, so you go to Academy, there's OChat there, the chat box is there. Within 30 seconds, while navigating, like you're wandering around, not knowing what to do, the chat box will come up and say, how can I help? And whatever you say, okay, I want this. The chat box would navigate you through to where you want. It will educate you. It has never, ever happened before. There's no chat box that will educate you, lead you to where you want to. Maybe you want to pay or you want to do something. It will just come up the screen. Go here, click here, do this, do that, and here you go, do this. So it collects the money for you, answer your queries, lead you to the right direction, both voice and text. What else do you want from a chat box? That is disruptive technology. And we can look at all, and this is integrated to all the application. Remember, we said this is the software that will be working for you while you sleep. So it is integrated to what? To O-Connect. It is integrated to Academy, integrated to O-Mail, integrated to O-Dex, integrated to everything, because the chat box is there to sell our products. This is our customer service, a robotic customer service working for you, answering your question. And people say, wow, somebody's talking to me. And if there are questions he or she cannot answer, what we'll do, it will direct you to a live person that will answer your query. But before, he will collect everything, know what you want before direct you to the exact person that will answer your query. And that is it. Disruptive technology within AI. So, Stakova, I hope I answered that using this product.
You nailed it as usual. Nobody doubted it. So thank you. I really do appreciate, guys. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. We're kind of coming up on the 2-hour mark, which is a little bit more than we usually go. Yeah. So I wondered if we could kind of wrap up. Do you have one more question or any more questions covered? We'll kind of wrap up.
All right. Sure. Let's wrap up on something that Brother Tony said, and I was going to give it to you. It means it was just time. I was going to give that to you for you until Lynn to comment on. So if you want to wrap up on that note, I won't mind. Earlier on, Brother Tony says, you know, Mr. Mahfuz has inspired and is inspiring millions, right? And he says, when you create inspiration, you create value. Can you say how you understand that in your own words to add more value to people who are listening?
How inspiration creates value, right?
Yep.
Well, I think that this whole company is based on inspiration. Mr. Mahfuz created ONPASSIVE with the idea of uplifting humanity. And he didn't start with just saying, okay, I'm going to sell some products and make money. No, he started with his vision of how this company, and through the founders of this company, how we would effect global change. And you know, that is all relating to inspiration on Mr. Mahfuz's part. And through his inspiration, he created this humongous business model and company. None of us ever knew ONPASSIVE would be what it is today. And none of us even know today what ONPASSIVE will become in the future. It will be much, much larger, I believe, than our human minds could ever imagine. You know, human minds are limited, right? So we can say, oh, we think this is going to happen, but I think this company is based on inspiration. And through this inspiration, we have products that are really, really unique, that fill a niche market, that have features that no other products have in the market. So this inspiration is taking us to products that are superior and to a business model that is designed to create success for each and every one of us, regardless of our backgrounds, regardless of our educational level or our socioeconomic status. None of that matters when we came into ONPASSIVE, because of this inspiration that started this company. I hope that answers your question.
Perfect. Thank you. People are appreciating you out there, so it's not me. You did perfectly well. Thank you so much. Over to you. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Come back again next week, please. Let's make it up to 1,000 watching us here, please. Next week. Thank you, sis.
Yes, and with your help, we are going to get there, Comfort. You're such a dynamic moderator and questioner. I appreciate your contribution today. I got excited by your questions. It just gets my mind going and my heart starts pumping. So it's really exciting to have you as part of our group. Thank you so much. I want to give the opportunity to Bob, Collins, and Oliver to say their final words. Let's start off with Oliver. Oliver?
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming and being in our show today. Come again every Friday and Saturday. You meet us, and when we look at the value of our company, we should be celebrating. Like the CEO, he told us that it's going to be F time, fun, and it's time for us to celebrate, and it's time for us to go and rethink and reshape our dreams, because the fun time is there already, and with the value that our products, disruptive products, and that is going to bring into the market, we are going to be fine. Thank you.
Thank you. We go on to Collins now.
Thank you, Lynn. I just want to thank everyone who make the time to join this webinar. And I will just go by what our CEO always says about goodness. You know, he said there is goodness in every human being. In every human being, there is goodness. And out of goodness, that's what I've just added. Out of goodness, ONPASSIVE is born. Out of goodness, out of the heart of Mr. Ashmufara, he said to create a company such as ONPASSIVE. And in goodness, we have disruptive technology that will blow up the planet and change the lives of many. So, you know, what we have is out of goodness, and it's a life-changing opportunity that will be remembered for generations to come. So it's either you grab this opportunity as a founder, plug in, or you sleep and the technology leave you by. So choose where you belong, as I will say it. For me, I've chosen ONPASSIVE as my life. Thank you, Auntie Lynn.
Thank you, Colin. Bob Takusi.
All right. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. Thanks for having us again. Thank you, Sister Comfort. Good to see you, Brother Tony. I want to thank you for joining us, and I learned something new from you, Brother Tony. I learned the wedding cake and the donut analogy. That was really brilliantly put. Thank you. Thank you to my brothers here, Oliver and Collins. Oliver, also thank you for the Black Friday. That I think we are going to modify to Black Friday every day for ONPASSIVE when we launch. You know, I'll also end with some words from Mr. Ash Mufaren. You know, I think it was maybe sometime earlier this week when he addressed us. He said ONPASSIVE is not blind optimism. It is not. ONPASSIVE right now is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. He said it is factual, and he looked all of us in the eye and said, you know, the products that we have are going to change the planet. He said that, and he said he was saying it on the record, you know, looking at us in an open forum on YouTube, and he said, what we have is going to change the planet because of the value of our products is going to change the planet. And then Mr. Ash Mufara also likened us in the same class of Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, and Edison. These are people who developed broadcast, electricity, and the aeroplane. That is the class in which Ash Mufara is putting ONPASSIVE. He looked all of us in the eye in an open forum and said that what we have is going to change the planet. And that is all because of the value that we are bringing to ONPASSIVE. Personally, I can't wait for Ash Mufara to step out and stand in front of the media and talk. I mean, that day, that will be the day that you see the avalanche begin to crack. And I'll end by saying that it is time for all of us it is time for us to have the greatest shape of our lives, and that all of us, each and every one of us here, our names are going to be heard around the world. Thank you. Back to you, Auntie Lynn.
Oh, I lost my mouse for a second. I found it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for those inspiring words. We're going to wrap up now, but we always want to remember our thank yous. And our thank you goes to Myra Aquino. She does our graphics, our promotional graphics that we post on social media. Our thanks goes to Bill Must, who created our Zoom background that you see behind us. Thank you very much, Bill Must. We also want to thank Comfort Comfort for running our Q&A, beautifully done. Thank you to Marty DeGarmo, who opens up this webinar and takes the time to live stream it onto 20 YouTube channels so that more people can benefit from the content that we deliver. And I want to thank the OTech pros, Bob, Collins, and Oliver. Vincent was not able to be here, but he usually is here. So there's a foursome, and they're awesome. They're committed, consistent. I just can't ask for a better group. I am so blessed. Thank you, Tony, for contributing today. We appreciate your wisdom that you shared with us. Thank you to Red. Red had to go, but he had some great information to share with us as well. And as I end, I would like to tell you what webinars that you may want to attend where you can hear our OTech pros share and educate you. First of all, we have Friday Night Live, which is every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's a weekly webinar, okay? And then on Saturday, we have OTech Pros. This is where you are today, and that's at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then we have the PNG, Papua New Guinea webinar that is at midnight every Sunday. We also have the Ghanaian webinar, which is at noon on Sunday. And then we have the Heroes webinar, which is at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So all of these webinars are posted in the back office as well as on social media. So please stay plugged in. You can learn more by coming to hear our OTech pros speak. You know, the second time you hear it, you learn even more, right? It's repetition that helps you to really absorb the information and process it. So be sure to attend not just OTech pros, but these other webinars as well. So as we end, we would like to thank you all for attending. We value all of you attendees here. We saw a very active chat going on, lots of enthusiasm, great discussion. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please spread the word. We use the same webinar link from week to week. So just save your webinar link, put it somewhere safe, and just click on it at 11 a.m. every Saturday and join us. Thank you very much. We're going to say bye to you for now. See you next Saturday.
Bye.
Thank you
See you at the
all.
top.
Take
See you at
care,
the top, guys.
everybody.
Bye.
At the very, very top. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Bye-bye, everyone.